if you want to know what a 100-year-old ate to live to be 100, you have to know what they were eating their whole lives. So we got dietary surveys over the past 100 years in all 5 blue zones, and we found that overwhelmingly they're eating a whole food plant-based diet. The 5 foods in every blue zone are whole grains, greens, tubers like sweet potato, nuts, and beans. And if you're eating a cup of beans a day, you're probably not only getting all your protein and most of your fiber, but also it's associated with living an extra 4 years.
Exercise and supplements, because I know from just talking to you before we went on, so fascinating, it's not just about food. So exercise, supplements, $151 billion a year industry. I know you say exercise has something to do with it, but supplements?
Well, actually, I think exercise is an unmitigated public health failure. Only 23% of Americans get the minimum, which is about 15 minutes a day. In blue zones, they're not pumping iron or going to the gym. They simply live in places where every time they go to work, it occasions a walk. They have gardens out back, and they don't use all the mechanical conveniences that have engineered physical activity out of our lives. They keep their metabolisms higher all day long because they're nudged into movement. And that seems to be the big idea.
You spent time in these blue zones. You're spending more time in them coming up. What is it about a place like Sardinia or Okinawa that they're doing something that we here in America are not?
See, that's just it. You know, in America, we tend to pursue health and longevity. We think, okay, I want to live longer. I want to be healthier. I'm going to find this diet. I'm going to find this supplement regimen. I'm going to get on this biohack, and I'm going to get healthier. In blue zones, they don't do any of that. Longevity ensues. They are simply a product of their environment.
This was interesting. I asked you if I wanted to do this, personally, how long would it take for me to get started? You say about a month, but it's beyond what I want to do, right? It's what my community is doing. And when you talk about the community around you, whether it's a blue zone or anywhere that we're living, it's not just exercise. It's not just these choices you make. You say the unconscious choices. It's even about who you hang out with.
Yes. If your 3 best friends are obese and unhealthy, there's about 150% better chance that you'll be overweight yourself. There are areas in Kentucky where the life expectancy is 20 years less than that of, say, Boulder, Colorado. That's not because people in Kentucky aren't good Americans, but they just live in an environment where it's much harder to be healthy and find healthy food and move.
So that you're in the right environment to make the best decisions for you. A place like Singapore, you talk about Singapore. What did they do in Singapore to buck the trends and increase average life expectancy?
So I announced Singapore is a new blue zone. It's in the book. And it's a manufactured blue zone. In my lifetime, they've seen life expectancy go up by almost 25 years. They now have the longest, healthiest life expectancy in the world. That's because it's not because people in Singaporeans have better diets. They just live in a place where healthy food is subsidized and junk food is taxed. Driving your car is taxed and walking is subsidized. They're very hard on drugs. And the most interesting thing, if your aging parent lives with you or within about 500 yards, you get a tax break. And that kind of assures that older people are cared for and doesn't rely so heavily on retirement homes, which aren't necessarily healthy.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. The book is The Blue Zones, Secrets for Living Longer, and it's out today. And the Netflix series is streaming starting tomorrow. Dan, thanks so much.